Alright, this is Advanced Math Lesson 38B, and we're going to start, as I usually do, with something that we've already talked about, and we're reverse engineering it, is what we're going to do. So we know that if we have x squared minus x minus 6 equals 0, we know that to find the zeros or the roots for that quadratic, we factor x and x, two numbers that multiply to give me -6 and add to give me -1 would be -3 plus 2. So then we say x minus 3 equals 0, or x plus 2 equals 0. So x is 3, or x is -2. These 3 and -2 are the roots of a quadratic equation. Those are the roots. Well, we're now going to know the roots. If we know the roots, we can go in reverse order and find the quadratic equation that belongs to those roots. So if I told you that the roots are, let's make it 5 and -4, what is the quadratic equation? Then that means we know that we ended up with x equals 5 or x equals -4. So that means x minus 5 equals 0, or x plus 4 equals 0, which means x minus 5 times x plus 4 equals 0. So x squared plus 4x minus 5x minus 9 equals 0. So the quadratic equation with the lead coefficient of 1, whose roots are 5 and -4, is x squared minus x minus 9 equals 0.
That's supposed to be a -20.
Yes, it is, not 9. Excuse me, that's supposed to be a -20. Thank you for my assistant. -20. So so we were given these roots, and we reversed our process to come up with the equation, the quadratic equation that has those roots. This is the same if we are told that the roots are 1, this is one of your examples, 1 plus the square root of 2 and 1 minus the square root of 2. These are the roots. What is the quadratic equation that has those roots? Well, we're going to do the same thing. X equals 1 plus the square root of 2, or x equals 1 minus the square root of 2. X minus 1 minus the square root of 2 equals 0, or x minus 1 plus the square root of 2 equals 0. So x minus 1 minus the square root of 2 times x minus 1 plus the square root of 2 equals 0. Even though we've got 3 terms in each one, we're still going to distribute. So we've got x squared minus x plus the square root of 2 times x minus x plus 1 minus the square root of 2 minus the square root of 2x plus the square root of 2 minus 2. Square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is 2. And you'll notice when we do this, the plus square root of 2x minus square root of 2x minus the square root of 2 plus the square root of 2. All my radicals disappear, and I get x squared minus x is minus 2x plus 1 minus 2 is minus 1 equals 0. Let me look back and make sure I did that right. Yes. So this is the quadratic equation with the lead coefficient of 1, whose roots are 1 plus the square root of 2 and 1 minus the square root of 2. This one, you'll notice, would not factor, so if we wanted to find the roots of this equation, we would have to use the quadratic formula, which would give us these two. All right, thank you very much.